Alright, folks, there we are. We have constant dog barking in the background. It'll be a fun experience. Not at all headache-inducing. Anyway, welcome to the Defenestration Hour. Tonight, we are watching Maniac Cop 2.
Yes, part due.
Answering all the unanswered questions from Maniac Cop 1, of course.
You know, I don't know if it was like an unanswered question sequel so much as it was let's up the ante sequel.
Yes,
because it really does deliver in a lot of ways that the first one didn't. First one's kind of boring.
Really?
You know? Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen the first one, because they were both Showtime movies when we were kids.
Yeah.
You know, my family had HBO, so I never saw the only time I saw Showtime was when we had the free preview.
Mm-hmm.
But I do remember bits and pieces of this, watching it when I was a kid with my dad, once.
Yeah, the first one is a movie that stars Bruce Campbell, but it is far from being a Bruce Campbell movie.
Yeah.
You know, he's wasted in it, and he doesn't even like it.
He's wasted both, artistically and he's wasted, man.
Is he drunk in it? I don't know.
No, I mean, he got killed in this movie.
Oh, yeah, because he gets killed in this one, right?
Yeah. If you were going to watch along with us, hold on, I need to restart it. So I went right to the scene. How about that?
Yeah.
All right, we are starting right now, hitting play. It's available for free, anywhere you can find a movie.
I watched it on Tubi.
Yeah, it's on. I watched it on Amazon.
All three Maniac Cop movies are on Tubi.
Oh, it's on Amazon Prime. It was on services I've never heard of, for free.
It was on the Maniac Cop streaming channel, which they have their own channel. So
it's called the Maniac Precinct.
Thank you. Leave the food at the door. Thank you.
I was gonna say, I love that this movie just starts.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're actually seeing the end of the first movie.
Yeah, I put that together. Yeah. But it's in the middle of an action scene.
But it really also showcases how lackluster the climax was in that movie. You want to see the bad guy get it in a really cool way. A pole goes through the windshield, and the truck goes into the water. I mean, he's in the pier. It's and then that's the end of it.
Yeah,
he's a zombie, but just a giant pole.
At least in this one, it's a pretty big to do when he goes out in this one.
Right. They really did a whole lot of extra action in this one that they didn't have in the first one. I mean, they kind of ripped up the Terminator, but they had him go in the police station just shooting everybody.
That whole scene was I was thinking that exact same thing.
But I mean,
right out of Terminator,
dudes through all the walls and stuff. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and the makeup they really did a Kane Hodder job on him in this. Yeah, because in the first one you can see him in the beginning here. He just has gray face. It's like watching Night of the Living Dead versus Dawn of the Dead versus Day of the Dead.
Yeah,
and how the zombies evolved from being just blue faced.
Yeah,
until then they're just zombies. They're zombies. They're what we know as zombies.
Yeah, if you're like you were saying, if the first scene of your sequel is the most action-packed climactic scene from your first movie, what does it say about your first movie?
So they did a nice Kane Hodder job on him and with the makeup because they really made him look undead in this one.
Yeah, he's got the missing nose, he's full on zombie.
Right, and he's got a face for that, so why not use it? They can make it look like he has no nose because his chin sticks out so much.
Yeah,
Not because he wanted it to. I mean, that was just his lot in life, but you know,
Yeah.
he actually had cherubism, but
Is that the name of the? Like,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. But he was able to make a living off it. You
Yeah,
know?
no, I mean we just did what was the movie? We just did a movie with him.
Samurai Cop.
Samurai Cop. Yeah.
And he got to show his full mug in that movie, and he's a handsome dude. You know, he's got matinee looks, as
That
they
Robert
say.
Zadar. Yeah. He almost shows his zadong in this movie in the shower scene.
That's
Viggo Mortensen style in the fight, the naked fight.
Well, if you watch Samurai Cop, there's quite a bit of
He's zadonging the one chick.
Yeah, you see a whole lot of Robert. You know, it's my favorite AC/DC song. A whole lot of Robert. A whole lot of Robert.
36, 22, 46. You can say she got it.
That's just his skull's measurements. But he's a great monster in this. This was my introduction to Zadar. I saw Maniac Cop 2 before I saw Maniac Cop 1.
Yeah, I think, obviously.
You were just saying the same thing, but even when I was younger, this is what the first one I saw. You know?
This movie does have like a pretty stacked cast for
great cast.
Yeah,
right. It's like a fucking Coen's Brothers movie.
Yeah, for like a throwaway 90s cheesy action movie.
Yeah.
You have Bruce Campbell. You have fucking Robert Davi, Robert Zadar, Michael Lerner.
Yeah, Michael Lerner.
Clarence Williams III, I think I saw.
Clarence Williams III, Danny Trejo.
Somebody related to James Earl Jones.
Yeah. Huang, the Charlie's landlord on It's Always Sunny, I saw in the background of the same scene with Clarence Williams III, who appears to be doing a Richard Pryor impression in the movie. Leo Rossi.
Yeah.
Charles Napier.
Yeah.
I love Charles Napier.
It's like a lot of deep cut, action movie people. This is a solid cast.
And there's actually a great documentary about the guy who wrote this, Larry Cohen.
Oh yeah, King Cohen.
Oh, you watched that?
I know of it. I did a con with him way back in the day.
You did?
I didn't get to meet him, but yeah.
The documentary has Scorsese, Coppola, all the all these guys who came up with him, and they are all just in awe of his writing ability. And they were they're all a lot of the documentaries them just talking about how he loves genre movies and how that's what he does. Because that's what he loves. He's not trying to make Oscar movies or whatever,
Yeah, he knows his niche and he's just really good at it.
Yeah. There was another movie that this director and that writer did called Maniac from the 70s.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to tie into this.
Oh, it's same universe.
Yeah, the serial killer in this that Leo Rossi plays was supposed to be the guy who played the maniac in the old movie, but he died before they were making the movie, or right before they started filming. And the guy's name is I can't remember the guy's name, but he's in a lot of Scorsese movies, and he's just got big bug eyes, and he's got a great bad guy face, But it would have been the Maniac and the Maniac Cop in this, because this is like a buddy cop movie, but with the bad guys.
Yeah.
Maniac Cop and the serial killer, they die at the end together with broken hearts.
When they turn on each other.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
He says, "You never cared for me." Stabs him in the back. And then Zadar's like, "We're going together."
Yeah,
and just grabs him, and he throws the both of them out the wall.
Well, he smashes his face into the corner of the concrete bricks first.
Well, he's got to quiet him down a little bit so he can.
Oh, and fucking what's his name too?
Oh, Marco Rodriguez.
That's it. Yeah.
Our favorite, just
action movie thug,
stable actor.
Yeah.
He can play. Well, he plays good guys and stuff too. He was in that HBO show, The Others, or no, The Outsider.
Oh, I heard that was
Stephen
good.
King one?
Yeah, I didn't watch it though.
Pretty sure it was that one. I don't know. There was something where he was a good guy and he was a sheriff.
Okay.
And maybe it wasn't that one, but it was something from the last couple of years. And he's a real good actor. He's great in these things too. I mean, this is essentially his character from Cobra.
Yeah.
Making a cameo.
These stores.
Yeah, he just goes around robbing stores. He hates those cans. And he even says in this, "You can go, you're free," which he also says in Cobra.
Yeah. Pretty sure I've seen this cashier guy too somewhere.
Oh, he's in everything. He's in the beginning of Men in Black. He's the guy whose head opens up and turns out to be an alien.
Yes. Yeah.
He's in, pretty sure he's in Three Amigos.
Hold on. It's like, I think you're right about that, too. Like we have an Internet Movie Database in front of us.
Charles Napier, I love that guy.
There's
nothing I can do, Rambo.
Shit, he's not on the top cast.
Yeah. Claudia Christian.
I had the Playboy with her in it when I
Really?
was
I didn't know she did that.
Yeah, it was like in the late 90s.
Well, hello.
Like when she was just clearly like, trying to get attention. Like
Santos Morales. There he is. Store clerk.
Let's see, because he definitely had a familiar
Three
face.
Amigos.
Yeah.
Back to School.
The Relic.
Wow. I only saw that one time.
Scarface.
Oh, wow. One of the 3 actual Latin actors in Scarface. After they'd scoured all the local temples for actors.
All the Jews and Italians they ran out of. Yeah.
All the delis and temples. They finally went to some Latin actors.
He was in Carnival for an episode.
I'd say drunk.
Yeah. Let's see. Anything else? Ooh. The steamy Baywatch Nights. Yeah. ER. Diplomatic immunity.
I'm not.
Hot to Trot.
Oh yeah, Carlos. That's right. He worked in the stable.
Shout out to
Your father not here.
Dabney Coleman, who just recently
Yeah.
passed. Yeah.
Your father no here. He's not in stable number 3.
I would be frigging amazed.
Oh, what a great movie.
It's a bartender in Back to School.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Blue Thunder.
The
Immigration
show.
official. Oh yeah, good catch.
I never actually saw any of the series of that. I like the movie, but I've never had access to the show, I don't think.
I think I saw the movie once. Like,
Really? That's it?
yeah, back when we were like renting movies like crazy from Blockbuster when they were 2 for $1.
Yeah.
Like when I was tearing through movies back then. He's in Fort Apache, The Bronx.
That's a good flick.
1981. Yeah.
Cannery Row's a good book. I don't know about the movie.
No, haven't read or seen either.
It's just about a bunch of winos. I think it's Steinbeck, maybe?
Yeah, it's Steinbeck. Let me guess, it was during the Great Depression, right?
Pretty sure,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, they all just hang out on the street in this neighborhood.
Oh, he's in The French Connection, too, 1971.
Street Thief Leader. You know, last week there was something we read that was a great Clash song title, and that one is, too. Street Thief Leader, my favorite Clash song. Street Thief Leader! Oi, oi, oi!
Oh, yeah.
It's the B-side on Police and Thieves.
Street Thief Leader. Holy shit. You have to like just slowly write an imaginary Clash album like across the many episodes.
We'll call it Clash of the Titans. Unless they already have, I don't know.
I don't know. Who knows? I'm sure there's like an AI Clash out there somewhere, like on a YouTube channel.
Fuck AI. Fuck AI. I'm sorry.
I can't say fuck AI because it helps us make our episode cards.
Oh,
every
God
week.
damn it. I just don't like it as an artist. I just don't like the way they take art. It's not all forms of AI, but I just don't like the way that AI can take art of other people and then combine it, and then somebody claims that it's something of their own.
Playing devil's advocate for a moment, because I have no skin in the game, like either way. You know, it looks at other pieces of artwork, it takes it in, and like it spits out something else. Isn't that what every artist does, though?
Yeah, but you're not taking every other person's painting, mashing them all into a blender, and then pouring it out into it. You know, like that's not every artist. You know, you can't. You can be inspired by something you're not actually taking. Because like when you
you're taking it in and like reprocessing it as your own. You know, it comes out in your own expression, like not necessarily like sounding like the thing. It's
I don't know. It comes out at your own suggestion.
Yeah,
it's not your own expression because you're not painting it. I'm saying the universal.
Yeah, just like artists in general. It could be music, painting,
because
writing.
It's taking all the paintings in the database, in whatever paintings that computer has access to, and it's like taking all the faces and combining them, and then they're, You know, it's like that thing on late night talk shows when they say, "What would it look like if Godzilla and the Bride of Frankenstein had a baby?" And then they
Look a little
mash the
something
faces
like
up. You know,
Your Conan O'Brien.
it's like they're
sketch.
doing that with 1,000,000 faces as opposed to just 2.
Yeah.
You know, that's the way I look at it. You know, it's like you should be paying. I'm not saying you. I mean like the universal you. But
Yeah.
you should be paying like a person to do that. There are people that do those things that are now all going to lose work because, you know, and it's already hard enough for those people to get work. You know, because you can now just be like, oh, it's this computer do, bop, 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 bop. You know, that's my take on it.
Yeah. Anyway, Maniac
Next on
Cop.
Larry King.
Yeah. Sandwiches. I like them.
AI can't make a good corned beef on rye, that's for sure.
Oh, man. Yeah, Bruce Campbell looking super young here.
Yep.
This is what, like, this is 9 years after, like, Evil Dead. That was 81, right?
The first one, yeah.
Yeah,
But this
yeah.
is not too long after the
Second
real
one.
Evil Dead, the second one.
Yeah,
you know? I mean,
3 years
that's
after.
I mean that's the ultimate Evil Dead as far as I'm concerned, is part 2.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think that's what, like, the rest of, like, the series kind of, like...
It's like the
Goes
Terminator
off of-
2. You know, like they just keep trying to make the sequel to Terminator 2. You know, every time they make a new Terminator movie, you know?
Yeah.
And with Evil Dead, they just, for some reason with all the remakes, they keep trying to remake the first one, which is strange, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe because they can't top the second one, and the third one is just so unique on its own, you know? That, that they're just like, well, let's try to make it scary again, since the first one was scary when it was original. But then the sequels were more comedies, even though they were frightening in ways, you know?
Yeah, I know. The comedy horror blend, like, progressively gets more off balance as you go into it.
Yeah, like, why did they abandon the comedy? Is it because they just didn't know how to do it? You know, is it because they put... Maybe
Well, they actually,
there's
no,
too
it went
much
the other way,
money?
because, like, you have, you know, the original Evil Dead, which is, like, horror, with, like, a little bit of slapstick, thrown in. And then, like, you have Evil Dead 2, which is, like, the perfect, I think, balance of the two.
Right, but they abandoned all that slapstick.
Well, Army of Darkness, I think, is, like, the most, like, comedy and slapsticky out of all of them.
Yeah, and none of them have tried to even, you know, mind that at all, the third one. You know?
Yeah, and then, like, well, you have, like, kind of, you know, you have the remake, which I think is pretty good. The 20, was it?
Yeah, the one in the woods, that was a good one. The Fede
Alvarez.
one,
I'm kind of hyped for that Alien movie. It looks kind
I
of good.
think that looks good, yeah. You know, we're watching Maniac Cop 2, and I just wanted to point out how much I was annoyed by Davi's trench coat fedora look.
The whole, like, shitty private detective look. Yeah.
Are they trying to go for a Bogart thing?
Like broke-ass Dick Tracy.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Robert Davi. We're going to break out some of his social media expressions later, like you said.
It's funny because, oh yeah, that would be good. It's funny, too, because I always thought of Marco Rodriguez and him as kind of like versions of the same face.
I could see that.
You know, and they're in the same movie together. It's the Nexus of the Universe.
But they're not in the same scene together.
No, they're not.
They still could be the same guy.
It's like when Martin Short in Inner Space, you know, uses that thing to make his face look like the cowboy. You know? That's the difference between Marco
Robert
Rodriguez.
Picardo.
Yeah. Hey, man, I am cowboy, you know?
Notably not Arabian.
Yeah, that's right. I knew he was foreign in that part, but I did not know what the exact...
Yeah, I think he was just like generic, like non-specific, like Middle Eastern.
I'll have to go back and watch it because I don't remember his character's name, you know? It's probably the Sheik or something.
It's just the cowboy.
The cowboy, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. That's his code name. Yeah, Davi. Those smoky eyes.
That smugness.
Yeah, those Brian Thompson cheeks.
Yeah.
You know?
He does look like a Hispanic Brian Thompson.
And he's not Hispanic.
He's Italian, right?
He's Italian, yeah. He is not a real Hispanic. You should have known that by the fact that they cast him as one in a James Bond movie.
That's true, yeah. It's the dead giveaway.
Yeah, you know? With Benicio del Toro as his underling, you know? He wasn't Spanish enough.
An actual Hispanic.
Yeah, he wasn't Puerto Rican enough to play the part. An actual Puerto Rican actor. Like, they could have got Raul Julia, you know?
Yeah.
They could have got Dan Hedaya. You know, he was an awesome... he played an awesome Latin American person in Commando, despite the fact that he is also a Jewish actor.
And he played an awesome Italian in Cheers.
Yeah, there you
despite
go.
being Jewish.
Right,
Yeah,
right. I mean, they were interchangeable, all throughout the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s,
That was a character I did not appreciate when I was a kid, but watching through it now, like Nick
Carl's
Tortelli,
husband.
it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I was just saying I miss 80s New York the other day.
Prostitutes, porno theaters.
Yeah.
Blue skies, barfy burgers, girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, just just enough lawlessness to be fun and slightly dangerous, but not too bad.
Yep. Like you could just point your camera out the window for 3 blocks and get some B-roll footage from Taxi Driver.
Yeah. Somebody's shitting on something, I guarantee you.
So is it movie rule that
This was cool. Sorry, when he's
I
flinging
like
the
that.
baton around.
Yeah, that is cool. Is it movie rule that that all newsstand owners have to be old black blind men?
I was thinking about that because he gives them he's like, it's a 5. Do you trust me?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. I'm like, how the fuck would this dude make a living? Like, there aren't enough decent people in the world for him to get a $5 bill every time he's owed a $5 bill.
Yeah. For a 10-cent paper.
Yeah,
This is the late 80s, early 90s, right?
Yeah. At most, a quarter.
When I was a paper boy, the daily paper was 25 cents, and the Sunday paper was, I think, $1. Or maybe $1.25.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
But it wasn't that much. Oh, here's Bruce's death.
The fakest chest.
Police. The death of Penelope Ann Miller.
I love the just standing over this dead girl in the morgue, another stripper.
Yep, checking out her surprisingly pert and dead breasts.
There are not 1 but 2 scenes in a strip club in this movie.
And I thank Christ for that, because all 80s cop movies have to have a scene in a strip club. And because this is Maniac Cop 2, they had to double it.
Yeah.
They had to up the ante, like I said. The first one, I don't remember there being a strip club scene in that at all, but then again, I said I wasn't a big fan of the first one, so it probably didn't have any strip club scenes.
Yeah.
It had Tom Atkins, and it had not much else.
Yeah.
You know?
Tom Atkins is pretty entertaining.
Yeah, I love Tom Atkins.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a Mystery Science Theater episode where Jonah, it's a Halloween episode, where Jonah goes dressed as Tom Atkins for Halloween. And none of the bots know who Tom Atkins is.
Yeah.
He's like, what, Halloween 3?
Night
The
of the
Fog?
Creeps?
Night
Yeah.
of the Creeps? I mean, the whole opening of The Fog just baffles me. He's driving along, the road one night and just drinking a beer.
As one did
back then, drinking a beer and driving.
Yeah.
Sees a young Jamie Lee Curtis on the side of the road, picks her up, bam, boom, bing. 2 minutes later, they're in bed together.
It's Tom Atkins, baby.
Tom Atkins.
Yeah. So he's a little drunk and trying to bang your mom. Yeah.
Smells like a pack of Pall Malls.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Also with the cheeks of Robert Davi and Robert Zadar. Marco Rodriguez.
Yeah, he's just the white guy version of that character.
Yeah, they all have those pockmarks. They must have had a lot of smallpox or something when they were a kid. Chicken pox or something. I mean, isn't that something that kids don't even get anymore? Chicken pox? Isn't there just now a cure for it? Don't they just give kids a vaccine and they never get it?
I think, yeah.
I remember hearing that maybe 10 years ago and being baffled by that.
I never had chicken pox, so I have to be super cautious about that shit now. Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to you.
Well, fucking a couple years ago, I was at work standing next to this moron at the fucking copier.
Did he have a dunce cap on?
No, it was a woman, and
Did she have a dunce cap
she
on?
should have been made to wear a dunce. This is just one of many fucking I hate you stories about this person. But yeah, she's fucking standing there scratching herself. She's like, I came to work today. I have chicken pox. Like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah, I thought adults aren't supposed to get it at all.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I infected hundreds of people with it when I had it when I was a kid.
Well, you're supposed to, so like you get it out
Right,
of the way.
that was the thing. But it wasn't the people that I was supposed to. Like, we were, I was in, I stayed home, from school because I had the chicken pox. Everyone in my class was getting it.
Yeah.
And then, like, one night we were just sitting at my parents' house and we were having dinner. And, like, it was just after dinner. And all of a sudden, like, we heard this giant boom, right? Like, I'm not talking about, like, somebody turned the TV on too loud.
Like something is clearly wrong.
Something is wrong. Look outside, and like there's a street across from our house like that cuts between two other streets that are parallel.
Yeah.
And we can see just on the other side of that street, probably about 200 yards away, that a chemical like warehouse right behind one of the houses in our neighborhood has exploded.
No shit.
And like it is just up in flames. There's trees all around it are up in flames. The houses around it are up in flames. Everyone in the neighborhood is out on the street.
Yeah.
Standing out there watching this, and we're like, let's go. We're out in the middle of it. I'm standing out in the middle of it with chicken pox. I probably killed so many grandmas and grandpas that week,
Oh my god.
Well,
I'm
the
sure
statute of limitations is up, right?
Yeah, the residual like effects from the chemicals you guys were all inhaling like would have done that anyway.
I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
Lawsuit money, baby. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to not go look at an explosion, especially in the 1980s.
Yeah.
We're talking about the 1980s here.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah. No, we're going to watch the explosion.
Yeah. What are we doing this weekend, Ma?
Watching an explosion.
We're going to watch the explosion, Tommy.
Oh.
I feel like that. Oh, there's a guy from Scarface. That's the guy, the stand-up comedian with the boombox.
Yeah.
Angel something?
Yeah, yeah. Fuck. I don't remember, but I know who you're talking about. Jesus. Again, this movie is just packed with like recognizable people.
Yeah.
He drives away with the body on the fucking hook.
They just needed a little actor. Because it's not a lot of space between that hook and the ground,
Yeah, yeah.
So, and that guy had to make Pacino look tall in Scarface, Cop slain. I love how every movie's events are always front
Immediately
page
on
material,
the newspaper. Yeah,
It's like in Death Wish, one of my favorite movies. In Death Wish, like a mugger gets killed. He's in New York City in the 70s, where there's probably like 600 people dying a day.
Like 23,
right?
yeah, at best.
Mugger slain,
Yeah.
Really?
Nope, you got to get through the things that people really want. The
Yeah.
weather,
Yeah.
like stock tips,
Yeah.
fucking...
Socialite shit.
Yeah, page 6 gossip, like... And again, yeah, it's the 80s and 90s, so like a million ads for like, Scores and like all these other gentlemen's clubs. Yeah.
Wow. I remember walking by Scores. I never went in it though.
I was trying to like point out where Goldfingers used to be the other day. Somebody, it was my wife.
Is it
actually.
still a building?
I couldn't. I'm
don't
pretty
know
sure
what
they
building
tore
it
it down
was.
and built something
Yeah.
over it. I mean, you've got to fucking.
I
Like,
think there's like an ambulance place there now, maybe.
yeah, you got to like consecrate the ground to that fucking place.
Yeah.
For those not in the know, Goldfingers was like a gnarly fucking strip club in Schenectady.
Gold fingers.
It was so nasty that Jerry Strip Club did a Jesus.
Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer did a fucking show from there.
He did a show from 2 different places in the area.
Did he really? What was the other one?
There was one like in like Troy or Cohoes that had a hot tub. I was never actually in there, but I only know this because I know this because there was a picture on a billboard in the area for this place. And there was a picture of like all the women that worked there with Jerry Springer in the hot tub. Unless maybe that was Goldfingers and I'm mistaking it.
Could not pay me enough to get into a fucking strip club hot tub.
The hot tubs of people you know are dirty enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many rashes do you bring out of those fucking things, Yeah. Yeah, the Goldfingers. I remember going there when I was 15 years old. not lying.
Yeah.
Not lying. They just let me in.
Yeah.
And maybe it was because I looked old, but
the 90s,
it's probably
man.
because it was just full of dirt bags.
That's the one.
Yep.
Just that little bit of lawlessness. Like, I miss it.
And I even remember at that age going, this ain't for me. This is not my kind of place. You know? And a 15-year-old boy
Yeah, it's all you're
will
thinking
take
about.
anything.
Yeah.
Will take anything. You know?
Fucking gold fingers.
Gold fingers. Yeah.
Fucking get some Davion Lerner action here.
Davi. Lerner, the only actor who has the same name as an actress. There's a Michael Lerner who's an actress.
And Michelle Lerner.
and he's Michael Lerner. No, they're both Michael Lerner.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
She was on I don't know, maybe like the Partridge Family or like the Waltons or something.
All right.
I think the Waltons, maybe. There's two Michael Lerners, a lady and a man.
Well,
And they aren't the same,
yeah.
you know, they weren't just like split up in some weird time experiment, you know. So I'll look up Michael Lerner, and which one will come up first? That's the question.
I'm going to say the dude.
The dude was the first thing that came up.
Yeah.
But there's also Michael Lerner, the rabbi. Because of course there is.
There's a couple of good, like, really good action sequences.
Oh, I was wrong. The lady from the Waltons is Michael Learned. And he's Michael Lerner.
So the learner has become the learned.
Oh, wow. It's like we're in a house of learned doctors. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, God, I love that movie.
You were saying about the action sequences?
No, there was a couple really good action sequences. The one I'm thinking of is the one later on where the non-cop maniac, the serial killer,
Leo Rossi?
yeah, is driving like the police van.
Yeah.
And like there's the one scene where like a couple of cop cars get into a crash like while they're chasing them, and like there are just police cars like flying down this fucking street.
Oh, yeah, it's full on Blues Brothers.
Yeah. That was a really, really well done scene.
I love Leo Rossi. He was in a great 80s serial killer movie called Relentless.
Is that the one with Ron Silver?
No, that's Blue Steel.
Oh, wait, no.
Relentless had Judd
Nelson.
Nelson.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And Leo Rossi and Robert Loggia are the cops on the case.
Noted orange juice salesman Robert
Yeah,
Loggia.
drink your orange juice, Bobby. That was a good movie. And then the sequel, the killer was Miles O'Keefe. How much Keefe is in this movie?
Yeah, Miles O'Keefe.
But he also wrote, he's a screenwriter.
All right.
He also wrote Leo Rossi, the buddy serial killer in this movie, because it's a buddy serial killer cop movie.
Yeah.
He also wrote the John Travolta Gotti movie.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah.
He plays his maybe like his consigliere in it or something. He's
Famously, like one of the worst movies ever made.
you know how much I love bad movies.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Every week I root for us to do a bad movie. I couldn't get through 15 minutes of that movie.
No shit.
Yeah, it's not good bad. It's not Battleship Earth bad.
Speaking of fucking, well, this is a spoiler on the review, but I saw that movie Longlegs.
Yeah. Piece of shit.
Piece of shit. Whole fucking movie, I'm just sitting there going, man, I wish I was watching Silence of the Lambs instead.
Ah.
It's a shitty Silence of the Lambs ripoff.
It seems kind of contrived just from the advertising.
Yeah, I like social media right now. Like at least on like the Big Dumb Monsters stuff is all people just like saying how fucking amazing this movie is.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Nicolas Cage deserves an Oscar. No,
He's got one.
Yeah, yeah, and like
He got it for a real performance.
yeah, and this is not. He's maybe in 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
and he's just doing a Michael Jackson impression, like when he is.
Oh, so he's going against type. So rather than being this serial killer, he's this serial killer.
That's the one.
Yeah.
I got my long legs on today.
You know, it looked good to me until I found out that the lady cop is a psychic.
Yeah, and then that
Give me a
storyline.
fucking break.
goes fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
It's like in the beginning of the movie, it actually started out good. Like, you know, there's like her and her partner are like trying to track this guy, and like they're in front of this house, and she's like, I just know he's in there. He's in there. And the partner's like, well, how do you know? She's like, I don't know. It's just, I know he's there. So like they go in and like shit goes down, and then like there's like a whole thing, like they bring her in, like they're evaluating her for being a psychic, and then they just never bring it up again.
To me,
Yeah.
that is just lazy writing.
Yeah.
You can't figure out how to write like people figuring shit out.
Yeah.
So it's just somebody, it comes to their head. I'm a psychic.
Yeah.
It just comes to me. You know? Give me a fucking break.
Yeah, that's exactly.
know?
Yeah, it's a mechanism to cover up shitty writing.
Yeah. And I also feel like they are really trying to just cash in on the fact that the guy who directed it is Norman Bates' son.
Is
You
he
know?
really?
Yeah, Oz Perkins.
Osgood Perkins. Yeah,
Yeah.
You're right. I didn't put that together.
Yeah. Like, oh, he's the son of a guy who played a crazy person, so he must be able to make a good horror movie, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Just like that new sequel to that Exorcist movie with Russell Crowe is directed by...
That's not a sequel. He just starred in 2 unrelated exorcism
What?
movies within
What?
like the span of a year. Yeah, yeah.
Are you kidding me?
They're both similarly named too. There's
That's why I thought they were sequels.
so did I. Yeah. No, there's the Pope's Exorcist,
Right.
where he has the horrible Italian accent and like
Right, and he drives around on like a little
yeah.
scooter.
And then there's the Exorcism.
Right, I thought that was just...
No, he's playing an actor who's in a movie about an exorcism.
What?
Yeah.
And does he get possessed?
I didn't see it. Like, either he gets possessed or somebody in the movie gets possessed. Like,
Oh my god.
yeah, Russell, dude,
I-
do you need money that badly?
Can I just tell you people that there are no demons. They don't take over people's bodies. Ouija boards don't work.
Yeah,
You know?
it's mental illness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know? Throwing water on a sick little girl.
like we were talking about like Coast to Coast earlier. Like me and Nick talk about this a lot. How like I love hearing about that shit. It's it's cool and it's fun. Do I believe it? Fuck no. Like yeah.
And every exorcism movie is the same.
Ooh, that one's empty. Luckily, it's been a while since we've had a spill here. Yeah, no, like
They're all the same. The kids in bed, their head starts spinning, they start throwing up, they start saying crazy
green puke
demon
everywhere.
shit.
Yeah.
Right, and then the priest comes in and is like, "Get the fuck out of my house," you know.
But yeah, Long Legs was a piece of shit. We went all a bunch of us from the other shows on the network went to see it, and it was one of those movies. Like as soon as the credits go up, you just hear me going, "I fucking hated this movie."
Oh, the point I brought up the Exorcism movie was because
yeah.
the guy who directed that is the son of Jason Miller from The Exorcist, and he was that annoying fucking child actor. He was in Near Dark. He talks like this.
Oh god,
not Justin Miller. It's he's Jason Patrick's brother, and he was in in The River's Edge.
Yeah,
He was the kid vampire in Near Dark, which is an amazing movie.
Yeah, I do enjoy that movie.
And even his performance in that is great. You know, it's tragic. He's running after the little girl at the end, and he's on fire. You know, it's something Miller, Joshua Miller.
Joshua Miller.
Yeah, he talked like that. He's got the most annoying fucking voice in '80s movies.
Yeah.
But
And that's a high bar to set because there's a lot of annoying motherfuckers.
Yeah, he's in River's Edge with Crispin Glover.
Who's an annoying motherfucker.
Right, they're
yeah,
out
yeah.
annoying each other in that movie.
We had to watch that in a film class in college.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. River's Edge.
Hey, let's watch a depressing movie for 2 hours about a bunch of white trash kids who have no fucking morals. Is there anybody good in that movie? Like, is there anybody? It's like watching a Rob Zombie movie, but without all the fucking glitz of horror.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like everyone's a piece of shit. There's no one to root for.
That tracks.
You know, you feel like shit when you're done watching it. You know, every Rob Zombie movie.
Yeah, like why
Even
did,
the
why did I
Munsters.
spend time? Did I just kick you? Sorry.
Nope.
Why did I spend time watching this?
Yeah, even the Munsters was like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I didn't hate that movie though. I will say,
The Munsters.
controversial hot take.
My daughter liked it. And
Yeah.
she loves the Munsters, so I was glad for that. I'm more of a Fred Gwynn guy myself.
Oh, I mean, yeah, nobody's ever gonna.
But I
top
still
the original.
appreciate the fact that he's a fan and he was trying to make a movie as a fan.
Yeah.
You know?
What movie did we watch on Big Dumb Monsters like a week or two ago? Where?
Zoo Pet Cemetery?
The Lost Boys. We did.
Uh-huh.
Fred Gwynn was originally supposed to be Max in that movie.
No shit.
Yeah, I don't think that would have worked.
Yeah, Herman, what's the guy's name? Herman something.
Edward Herman. Maybe?
Edward Herman.
Yeah.
He is built just like him.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as you said that, I thought, oh, wow.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's the big, like, kind of stocky guy.
They probably
yeah.
needed a guy to fit his wardrobe.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, they already had these clothes for a giant, you know?
Yeah, I still don't think that would have worked.
He's in On the Waterfront, Fred Gwynn.
Is he really?
Yeah.
All right.
Which is a great fucking movie, too. You know, I don't think it would be a good movie for this. I mean,
I used to
unless you want to,
love,
like, wax philosophical, you know?
I used to love Car 54 when I
Oh,
was a kid.
yeah. Ooh. Yeah, that was great when it was on Nick at Night. We've barely talked about Maniac Cop 2.
Yeah, I honestly, like, I was watching it today. Like, I was distracted most of the time. Like, I didn't dislike this movie.
It's a good B movie.
Yeah, for sure. Like, and the cast is stellar, like we fucking said.
Yeah. They were all just paying their bills that week. you
Yeah.
know?
But I mean, there, like I said, there are good action sequences in this. The makeup is good. Like,
There's an amazing rap song in the credits.
That's
Did you listen to that?
it started, and I stopped it. I'm like, I should probably listen to this. And like, I
Oh, you missed.
Yeah.
Oh,
We could
you
fucking-
missed out. I used to have that on a tape when I was a kid. I put a tape
the
recorder next to
Maniac
the
Cop
TV.
2 rap song.
And it was right. It was on my rap tape. You know?
Oh, what's his name from fucking Rambo?
Yeah, Charles
Napier. Yeah.
He was a porn star in his
Was-
young years. Yeah, I don't know the names of any of his movies, but yeah, he worked for Corbin too. He did a lot of Roger Corman stuff.
Okay.
Like, I think he might have been in the original. Oh no, I'm thinking of Dick Miller.
Oh yeah.
Dick Miller was in the original Bucket of Blood.
Yes. Yeah.
But Napier did some early Corman stuff, definitely.
I need to watch Bucket of Blood. I've never seen it.
Don't watch the Anthony Michael Hall 90s remake.
Yeah.
Corman did it, but it's,
Not nowhere near as good as the original.
yeah. There's an episode of Tales from the Crypt that pretty much took the plot of that, A Bucket of Blood,
Oh really?
where I think Tim Roth is in it, and he's an artist, and he can't sell any of his paintings, and so he starts he accidentally kills his landlady or something.
And like he paints it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
all his like death stuff starts selling, and that's basically Bucket of Blood.
His strip club scene number
Hell
one.
yeah! Let's get ready for some late '80s buttholes.
Some methed out strippers.
Yep.
Real boobs though.
Let's get ready for some women who definitely were friends with Courtney Love. He's definitely exemplifying the real strip club male, though. Not these guys.
Yeah.
These guys cheering and laughing and hooting and hollering.
Nope. Every guy in a
No.
strip club is that guy.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
look like a serial killer, and they don't look or talk
Probably
to
are.
anyone.
Yeah.
And they probably are.
Yeah.
I love how method he went with the beard in this, too.
Looks like the caddy from Happy Gilmore.
Yeah. Alan, what's his fucking face there?
The dude who's in every like Sandler movie.
Yeah, Grandma's Boy
Yeah. Although that movie is hysterical.
is amazing.
Yeah.
Like this guy, he looks like Jack Cassidy over here, clapping and grinning. That ain't any strip club ever.
Cracked out fucking Chris Christopherson.
There was a great Onion article the other day that said it said something like 33-year-old man who's never been to strip club decides that will be the thing to get him out of his funk or something like that.
Oh, pal.
I love the rings he's wearing.
He's got a skull ring on, I noticed.
Yeah. Yeah, he's really going method with the serial killer part in this. You know he didn't shower for weeks. Just look at him.
Yeah,
Just look at him there. That's an actor who's like, I'm not showering for weeks for my role, you know?
I gotta get into it. Like,
Yeah. I'm gonna go smell women's bikini tops, like whatever the fuck that was, and
2 skull rings on.
yeah, one for each hand.
Yeah. And like I guarantee you, it's got that patented like stripper smell, like a little bit of
What's
cigarette
that
smoke.
smell like?
Yeah, I'm not sure myself.
Yeah, a little bit of cigarette smoke
Yeah.
and a whole lot of
Like Walmart
crazy
perfume.
weird perfume.
Yeah.
Variety. I've seen Variety magazine in about 1 billion movies. Never once ever saw a Variety magazine in person in real life.
Yeah, I don't think I have. I mean, I'll check out the website every now and again.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Everyone knows of it.
Yeah.
You know, you'll even see articles from Variety, online in places,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But that physical paper, you know?
Yeah, I mean, they barely make physical newspapers anymore.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
even back in the day when that was a thing.
Yeah.
Never even saw it back then.
Well, yeah, definitely not around here, but maybe
You know?
in New York City and Los Angeles, maybe Chicago, maybe.
Yeah. Or Toronto, wherever the hell they're filming this.
Yeah.
You know? It's low budget. I doubt they had New York City permits every day they were filming, you know?
It's the 80s. Who knows?
It looks like she lives in Charlie's apartment on Sunny.
Like, I've never been in an apartment with those color walls.
On Sunny?
Yeah,
Or those?
same thing with Charlie's apartment.
Yeah,
Like, it's the
yeah.
same, like, just like that grimy, like, I've been in tons of grimy apartments, fucking, walls are always white, or, like,
Yeah.
slightly off-white. But
I did a lot of work in some pretty, poor houses.
Yeah.
And I got to see a lot of stuff like that, where it was, old plaster walls, and they just, shackled it up with, or shellacked it up, rather, with, just so much shit that they wound up, looking like that. They all have a smell, too. All those houses,
Yeah.
I just a couple weeks ago, I was driving, and I don't remember even where I was, but I had the windows down, and all of a sudden you just get a smell on the air, and I thought, oh, it smells like those houses.
I think I know exactly,
You know?
because, it's that old, let me fumble it all up. It's that old Albany, apartment smell.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of, ancient fucking wood and, old air ducts.
Yeah.
I know exactly the fucking
Yeah.
smell.
Oh, we got a howl there.
Yeah. He will full on, werewolf howl when, the fire department alarm goes off over here.
Yeah?
Yeah. And he's only been doing that for 53 minutes? Yeah. Have we been talking for 45. No, actually, we've been talking longer than the movie's been playing, so yeah.
Yeah.
53 is probably...
We're in the middle of a woman being brutalized right now
Yes.
by a method actor who grew his beard all the way up to the top of his cheeks, which is genuinely psychotic.
And probably hasn't showered in weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when I'm growing, I've had a beard for years and years and years, but when it starts growing up here, that's just insanity.
Yeah.
Shave that shit off. It's just weird. You start getting those little hairs at first. It's like you got to let those little hairs grow in just to let all the rest of them grow in around it. And it's like that ain't gonna work. That's not gonna happen. He's like, we're leaving. They were in a restaurant, and he just decided to flirt with another serial killer.
He came and got his man and got out of there.
I'm baffled by the police uniform white gloves in these movies. They all wear those white gloves,
Yeah.
like they're in a parade.
Just because he's a maniac
You know?
doesn't mean he doesn't like to be formal.
He loves a parade.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the way Zadar just came up that ladder, and he was like, the Maniac Cop was like, he's like,
Strutting.
yeah, but he was also letting his hair down. He's like, I'm done being a maniac for the day. I can, hang out with my pal here.
Bushed, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's go grab a brewski, man.
Yeah. Great shot. Great framed shot.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, the two of them bonding at the serial killer's cool apartment inside of a bridge? Is that
Or
what?
inside of a pizza oven, maybe? Like,
Yeah, I don't know. It's like
brick, like archways, and
I'm pretty sure Roger Moore, one of his Bond movies, there's a, like a Universal Exports hideout inside of the London Bridge, maybe. You know,
that sounds about right.
and it looks exactly like this. Oh, and I love how Zadar looks at him as they're walking and talking. So, like in this movie conversation, the serial killer who's been just like rambling on for the entire, last 5 minutes. Zadar's like really taking it in. Like Maniac Cop is really listening to him.
Yeah.
You know, that was an acting choice. You know?
Well, I mean, a walk across the Brooklyn Bridge can be romantic. I mean, yeah, his apartment looks like the inside of a pizza oven.
Yeah, like how did he get this place? Do the people who run the bridge not know of this room?
Yeah.
You know? He's got an aquarium in there. Or maybe it's a lizard.
Yeah, it's like it's got like hay on the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Like the
So
wood chips.
he's got what does he have, a guinea pig?
Hey, please.
A rabbit?
Italian American pig.
He has electricity.
He's got his belt hiked up to his tits.
I mean, this is every, 13 to 17-year-old boy's ideal room. You know?
Yeah. Oh man, I remember this was like on like a Nintendo Power magazine, probably like circa 1988. Like they had a contest where you could win like the dream Nintendo room. And I just remember like having that picture on my wall.
I'm pretty sure I remember that.
That because it had the checkered floor, like and everything.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Every accessory that they sold
Yeah.
came with it.
And I remember my dad at the time, ever wanted to nurture a dream. It's like, your room's not going to look like that, right?
Yeah.
Thanks, Pop.
Did we have the same dad?
Yeah. Yeah. Keep reaching for the stars, son.
Yeah. Oh, because we can't hear it, we didn't hear it right now, but he did just speak the Maniac Cop.
Yeah, he says his name.
He says, Cordell.
Look at it. It's the end of the day. He's relaxing.
Yeah.
He's let his Maniac Cop hair down, If he were home, he'd be in a Calgon bubble bath,
He unbuckles the Maniac buckle on his Maniac pants.
Yeah.
I kind of had an 80s movie crush on her. She wasn't at the top of my crush list, but I thought she was an attractive actress, and
she was.
I was a young
wasn't
lad.
like traditionally like what you would think of hot Hollywood.
You sound like Dennis. You're not what I would find traditionally attractive, but I do find you oddly
Again, I own
sexy.
that issue of Playboy.
She's got a comical sling around her arm.
Yeah, because she was. He handcuffed her to the fucking the moving car before.
Oh, yeah, that seemed like a pretty intense scene.
Yeah.
As far as like filming an action sequence goes,
Yeah.
like for a B movie, like they
really went all out for the action stuff in this movie.
Yeah. There's something I've noticed. And this isn't like a recent thing I've noticed, but it's something I love talking about because it's something once you see it, you can't ever unsee it. If you're watching a comedy and someone gets an injury, the injury only lasts the next scene and then it's gone. Okay? Someone gets an injury in scene A, scene B they show up with a sling on or a neck brace or an eye patch.
Yeah.
The scene after that,
a comically
it's gone.
Let's say if they were shot in the ear, like a comically large bandage.
Yeah.
In their next public appearance.
Yeah. Like the first one that comes to mind is in Anchorman 2. They crash the RV.
Yeah.
They show up at work. They all have those bandages on, and they're like, "Oh, that's the last time I put a fucking deep fryer in the Winnebago." And they all start laughing. Next scene, no bandages.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's every comedy. I mean, any like Adam Sandler movie. But you watch Chinatown. and they slit his nose.
Yeah, it's the whole movie.
Right, the rest of the movie, he's got that fucking bandage on his nose, you know?
Yeah.
Unlike Trump. Bam! Fake bullet wounds.
Yeah.
We're bringing it out now.
Oh, God, not to get political, but, like, the fucking bandage got even bigger at the fucking speech yesterday.
He didn't have it on at the golf game, had it on at the speech. Looked like he just took an envelope and folded it over his ear. It wasn't even a goddamn bandage.
Anyway, back to Maniac Cop.
Yeah.
Because, God, I'm going to
Maniac President is next week.
Yeah, if I'm going to fucking cry if I can't stop thinking about all the other shit.
I love the whistle theme in this.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I think that's a great movie theme.
Yeah. Yeah, the flashback prison scene we're on now. Oh, if you're watching along, we are at 53 minutes and 8 seconds into the movie right now. We're at the flashback prison scene.
Every movie where someone goes to prison, they're as soon as they go into prison, they're met with groups of men who are looking at them, wishing to fight them
or fuck them.
Or fuck them.
Yeah.
Or both. Yeah. There's always that. Every movie.
And, like, why would he just be showering alone in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
Like I know, I haven't been to prison, but don't you have, like, scheduled shower times? Like,
yeah.
Everybody has to fucking shower.
Zadar gets some alone time in the showers.
Again, this is the Eastern Promises fight scene here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a movie I haven't seen in a while.
Great flick.
Yeah.
David Cronenberg, I watch all of his movies just on rotation, you know? So, like, every couple months I'm watching Scanners, or I'm watching, like, he's got some great old horror movies. There's one called Rabid, where, like, it's all about this woman who is just, like, wants to have sex with everyone, and, like, she's spreading, like, this virus that turns them all into, like, these mutated creatures.
All right.
And
on board with that.
And it's Marilyn Chambers.
Nice.
Yeah. So, like, so it's like it kind of plays on her whole sexuality, you know. Of,
yeah.
You know, her persona, you know, and you know, all those great old horror movies. Videodrome is so fucking great. Oh my God! How can James Woods be such a piece of shit person and be in so many great flicks? You know,
for reals.
I mean, that movie is just so bizarre, but you know, it's not like that one we were talking about before, where when you're done watching it, you don't feel like you want to watch a movie ever again. You know, I forget what we were saying, but
yeah,
where it just depresses you. You know,
like I need a day or two to recover from this.
Yeah,
we talked about this. Like the first time I watched Joker, like.
Yeah,
I needed a little bit after that.
Right. Yeah. It was like I went to an intervention, you know?
Although I will say I do want to see the sequel. Like
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know? I think, what's her name there?
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga. She's got kind of like a cool Liza thing going for her, you know?
I can see that, yeah.
You know?
I mean, like, I can't think of a shitty movie that she's been in. They've all been like...
I've honestly never seen any of her movies, but I loved Joker, and I want to see the sequel. So.
Yeah.
Other than that one that she did, the remake of the Barbra Streisand movie, I don't know what else she's been in.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. And like that, I mean, like that was nominated for fucking Oscars and shit.
Yeah, and
like,
the only reason I didn't watch that, it had nothing to do with her. It had to do with Bradley Cooper. I just don't like him.
Him pretending to be Eddie Vedder.
He learned some guitar chords, and now all of a sudden he's being nominated for Grammys and shit. Fuck you, man. That ain't music.
Yeah.
You know? That's fucking prom king shit, you know?
It's like somebody was saying, like, Jason Momoa, like, learned to play bass, like, a week ago.
Yeah,
and is
now
now, like...
his band's playing the Whiskey.
Yeah. It was you who was talking about that?
Probably was.
It might have been Nick, because that would piss him off equally.
Yeah. Yeah, all of a sudden he's fucking Sid Vicious, who was a shitty bass player, so, I mean, that's, you know...
It all tracks. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking... Yeah, that's music for you. They got auto-tune. It'll work on my bass. You know?
Oh, man.
Their love story is just so tragic.
I love you, baby, but I just can't stop maniac copping.
You know how many times I think I'm going to wake up and get a phone call from the maniac police saying you're not coming home?
from your maniac sergeant.
I see you changed your last name to Gennaro again. It's no longer Maniac Cop, but unless when you're writing checks. No one's watching. You want some of that?
You know what? Fuck it. It's legal. I have a medical card anyway.
Yeah. Hey, now more naked people.
Exactly.
Third stripper scene, or
Yeah.
is this the second?
This might be this.
I feel like we've seen 2 already.
Yeah, I think you're right.
God bless them,
Dobby in
everyone.
his shitty detective outfit.
Oh my god, dude! You're not Bogart, man.
Literally 5 years before this man is in a fucking Steven Spielberg movie, like one of the biggest movies in the world at the time.
He was a Die Hard like a year before this.
Yeah, you're right.
Or maybe a year after. I don't remember what year this is.
No, Die Hard was 87?
87? Oh, yeah, this is 90. So this is the same year as Predator 2,
Yeah.
which he's also in.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Shit. Oh, at least he'll be fucking tired all day tomorrow. It could be worse. I was doing a stream last night with like a guest spot on somebody else's show. At one point in the background, he's just in the background, like behind me, aggressively licking his own asshole.
I took my daughter to the pet store because there's where she gets her piano lessons. There's a pet store nearby.
Yeah.
So like if we have a few extra minutes when I get there, I take her to the pet store and like we look at the puppies, you know.
Yeah.
And I brought her there recently, and there's this like bin full of puppies, and one of them will not stop sucking on the penis of one of the other ones.
Just going to town.
Yeah, just like. I mean, I think she thought the dog
Sucking
thought it
and
was a nipple.
fucking-
Yeah, the dog thought it was a nipple. Had to be because it was right down there. You know.
Holy Lord.
Yeah, and I just kept saying to my daughter,
Let's go.
Go look at these dogs over here.
Yeah.
These ones over here.
Ooh, look at this fish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I wanted to get it out of there.
Oh, man.
Whenever I see myself on camera, I can see how like non-symmetrical my face is. You know, I notice all the non-symmetry in my face.
That's isn't that like a desirable thing for like acting and
Yeah, well, where's my where are my acting calls, you know? I'm ready to work. I heard they like big heads on little bodies. I've heard a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
If they want an actor with a big head and a little body. Just still got that fucking like Christmas Story fantasy level arm sling.
Yeah.
It was soap poisoning.
Oh no! The way fucking what's his name reacts to that.
Darren McGavin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Every once in a while, I'll come across like some Night Stalker comics. Marvel did them.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of Darren McGavin, we should do Dead Heat. He's in that one.
All right, we just
The
picked our next
zombie
movie,
cop
brother.
movie with Joe Piscopo and Treat Williams, the late great Treat Williams.
Yeah, I'm down for it.
Darren McGavin is one of the bad guys in that.
Danny Trejo.
There he is, and Huang.
Yeah,
That guy's in everything.
that's right.
He's in Escape from L.A. highly underrated. People give it a lot of shit, but that's a great fucking movie. Oh, and we can't hear it, but this is where Clarence Williams III is doing his worst Richard Pryor impression.
Is he just doing Mudbone?
Well, like when the Maniac Cop comes into the station and starts killing everyone, he starts doing scared Pryor. Like,
Yeah.
Like that thing.
I do love me some Richard Pryor, but man, I can skip over Mudbone.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Live from the Sunset Strip, but that's a part I can do without too.
Yeah.
He made that entire movie up on this, like that show up on the spot.
No shit.
George Wallace was friends with him back
Love
then.
George Wallace, yeah.
He was on Neil Brennan's Blocks.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how he was hanging out with Pryor back then, and how Pryor would just go into clubs completely unprepared, and that's how he like worked out
And
his
just
craft.
riff, yeah.
That's how he got bits. And then like when he did Live on the Sunset Strip, his plan was to do that on a grand scale, like do it and record it.
That is no joke. One of like the best comedy specials ever. Like, period, hands down.
I mean, the whole Mudbone thing there, that whole part is from someone in the audience saying,
He wants to hear Mudbone. Yeah.
And he's like, oh, maybe later. But then he starts doing it.
Yeah.
So like you can see that even that wasn't planned.
Yeah.
You know?
Is that the special where he's talking about like his monkey?
I don't remember a monkey
I don't know
now.
if
And that's the one where he talks about Italians.
Yeah, you want to go to the Geneva?
Where he talks about cheetahs.
Yeah, when he's in Africa.
Yeah, where he went to Africa, right.
I don't know if it's Live on the Sunset Strip or Live in Concert where he talks about like his monkey that died.
Might be one of the many other ones whose titles we can't say.
Yeah.
Well, I love this when the Maniac Cop comes out of the shooting range.
Yeah, he just starts shooting at the dudes. Yeah, this was a decent fucking movie. I mean, as you know, in relative, in relation to as these movies go.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it deserves an Oscar, but I mean, like, as far as a cheesy action movie, I'd fucking watch this again.
That gun that he's using there, it's this gun called a Calico. That's the brand. And
this is the Terminator ripoff scene.
Yeah. And that gun, they use it as a prop in the awesome Dolph Lundgren movie, I Come in Peace.
Yes, yeah.
Or Dark Angel, depending on it's only known as Dark Angel now. Like it's on a bunch of streaming services. Yeah, if you look up Dark Angel,
because it was always I Come in Peace when we were kids.
Right.
Yeah.
Dark Angel. It was released everywhere else as Dark Angel, except for the United States. It was I Come in Peace. And then when they finally put it out on DVD or Blu-ray, like just in the last probably like 10 or 15 years, they just put it back out as Dark Angel, which is a horrible name.
Yeah,
I
Come in Peace is way better.
It's such an awesome name, But that's the gun that the aliens have that has exploding bullets.
Yeah.
Every time anything they shoot with those guns in those movies, they explode.
Just chucks the dude through like 4 walls.
Oh, I love that. They really take the they take like the size out of his jaw by putting him in that jacket and then giving him the makeup and stuff.
Yeah, it looks more proportionate.
Right. I couldn't think of that word, more proportioned, yeah. And he's got like a real Kane Hodder presence in this,
Yeah, very Jason like.
He could have made a good Jason,
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right about that.
I mean, he had a face like a hockey mask. It was that shape.
Yeah. And again, it lends itself to like prosthetics and stuff, so you could do like crazy shit with it.
Right. Yeah. They can make him look like he doesn't have a nose, and it doesn't look that bad.
I think we said this a couple episodes ago. They perfected cop cars in the 80s.
Oh, yeah. Those Grand Furies or those Caprices.
Yeah.
Crown Vics.
Yep, that's the Crown Vic.
My dad used to come home at night when I was a kid, and he'd be driving a black and white.
Oh, yeah.
And I just remember those black and white cars. I remember when the police cars went from black and white to just white. And I remember as a kid thinking, oh, that sucks.
Looks so stupid.
Yeah.
Now they're back to black and white again, aren't they?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they were white and blue and orange for the longest fucking time.
Mm-hmm. It's like for the longest time, the longest time our cars looked like Boston PD.
Yeah.
The only thing good about a Boston PD car is the font. Boston PD font is awesome.
Boston PD also had like the checkered like stripe down the side of the cop cars for a while.
Yeah, they might have even had it up here
Yeah, I think you're right.
on the like above the brim.
On the brim of the hat, yeah.
Oh, Huang!
Yeah.
I want your rent, Charlie. Yeah, Leo Rossi is fucking swinging for the fences in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, he is really into this performance.
Yeah, there's nothing subtle going on.
I mean, he's method acting in a direct-to-video sequel.
Was this direct-to-video?
Yeah.
Again, I just remember being on Showtime.
Yeah, the first one was a theatrical release. And then there was something, I read something about how there was a company bought up a bunch of different properties like in the late 80s, specifically for home video.
Yeah.
Because that was such a lucrative market at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were specifically making sequels just for home video. Because a lot of these movies that like didn't do that well in the theater made a shit ton of money on home video.
Yeah.
You know? You go in the video store and you see the fucking box of a fucking zombie cop and you're like, what the fuck is this? I don't remember this being in the movies because back then, you know that.
Yeah.
If it bombed, it was in the movies for maybe a week or two.
Yeah,
but if it was
gone.
good, it was in the movies for like 6 months.
Yeah.
Maybe a year, you know?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, now everything is gone in like 3 weeks tops.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like you don't even have to try and see it because it will be on digital in a week.
Yeah.
You know? It's the quickest way for them to fucking milk the teat of money, you know?
Yeah. Well, they're fucking themselves apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're destroying it. Destroying their own,
There was an article about like out this week. They were saying like they didn't realize how much they were going to fuck up like the theater like revenue with streaming and like,
Right.
they don't know what to fucking do.
They're going to
now.
lose all that real estate because all that shit is just the less and less business they get. They can't stay in business hoping for more movies to come out that are going to be big.
Yeah.
You know?
Now we're just griping about movies, but fucking goddamn it, I gotta
But
say
hey.
this. Like tonight, for example, I would love like when I was working at the movie theaters, like, and this is not like, well, this is ancient history. Fuck, this is over 20 years ago. But like when I was working at the movie theaters, we'd have showings up to like 11:15.
Yeah, midnight shows.
Yeah, like, if it was a premiere, there'd be a midnight show for a
Yeah.
big movie.
Yeah.
And now, like, you can't find a movie that starts past 7:30.
Right, and
Like-
you can't see a movie that starts in the morning. You can't see a matinee show.
Yeah,
That's not like between like maybe 12 and 2.
yeah.
You know?
I
That used to be
recently
where all the old people went.
I just happened to, when Furiosa came out, there was like a 10 a.m. showing.
Wow.
I
Unheard of.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, fuck, I'm going to go. And it was perfect. Like,
I'm an old man.
Yeah.
I have a cane. I want to see movies early
it
in the
was
morning.
like 12:30 when I was out.
Yeah.
Like, I could get some shit done and go home and be
Yeah.
done for the day. Like,
If I start a movie too late, then it interferes with the rest of my life. I can't make it to the early bird in time, you know?
yeah. It was in the Screen X too, so it had like the
Yeah.
the peripheral like.
I saw Furiosa in that too.
Yeah.
It was the first time seeing something in that. It was a little jarring at first because during the trailers they were off sync.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but once the movie started, it was in sync, and it was still a little like nausea-inducing at first, but it was.
It's
still
one of those
really
like
cool.
when I got used to it, like it made it so much better because it's more like you're standing in the scene than
Right,
it is like
right.
you know you're not supposed to like stare at the walls
Yeah.
and like watch the movie.
It was
there.
that movement in my peripheral that was kind
Yeah.
of fucking with me, you know.
Yeah. I saw the first movie I saw like that was Napoleon,
Okay.
and like the battle scenes were awesome because they were in the 4DX. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I love seeing any kind of not every Ridley Scott movie, but most of them in the theater. you
Yeah.
know? When he does like one of those in between movies where it's just like a bunch of people talking and shit, I don't need to see. You know, like there was that one, The Counselor, that I was kind of psyched about seeing.
Oh,
It was,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Michael Fassbender and Brad Pitt and all them, and it's like, oh, that looks like it could be kind of interesting. And then I saw that, I was like, that sucked.
oh fuck,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I didn't see it on the big screen because there was nothing grand about it, you know. I want to see something. If I'm gonna go to the theater to see it, it should be big,
Yeah,
you know.
I'm gonna try to sneak in Twisters again. If they had a matinee tomorrow, I'd be all over it.
Paul's in that.
Paul
Shear.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw something
did
the other
see him
day
post
about him
about
being
that.
in it.
There's a picture of him and what's his name, Glenn, The main guy.
Yeah, the guy who looks like Clint Eastwood's kid.
Looks like a dude I used to work with.
He looks like Scott Farkas and Clint Eastwood's kid had a baby.
Scott Farkas. He does look like Scott Farkas.
Yeah.
But he was in that movie with Sydney Sweeney's boobs.
I don't know what movie that is.
It was that rom-com they did like at the end of last year.
Is it like a movie where you actually see her breasts? Or
she dumps him out. Yeah.
Okay.
But no, like, that was the draw. Her boobs being in the movie.
I don't really know who she is other than the time she hosted SNL, and like I remember seeing comments on there about how dare you. There was like jokes about her boobs or something.
She's naked in like everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Where are we going? Sydney Sweeney, Glenn Powell.
It wasn't about Maniac Cop 2.
Twisters. Oh yeah, yeah. Again,
Paul being in Twisters.
Yeah, if there were if I can get like a 9:30 showing, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. I'm wearing my 12 Monkeys watch.
Nice.
The second hand is 12 monkeys that all move around.
Yeah.
You see that?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It was like some sort of promotional thing they gave out when the movie came out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Filmed at local Comstock prison.
Was it really?
No.
Oh.
I was just saying this. It just looks like a depressed upstate New York prison.
Yeah.
No,
see,
I almost. Oh, go ahead.
Let's see. Donner's been parking for an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, has not stopped.
Yeah.
I was supposed to try out for that prison show that Ben Stiller directed.
Oh yeah, that was actually really good.
The one about the guy
Prison Break.
Dannemora,
Yeah.
But I had worked the day before on a set on a different thing. A lot of times there'll be like 2 or 3 different movies going on at the same time, and they'll have calls for them all at the same time.
Yeah.
And I'd worked like from fucking 6 in the morning until 10 at night, and I was out in a goddamn field out in the middle of the country all day.
Yeah.
And so I didn't want to have to drive to Dannemora.
Yeah.
To fucking, it's not even really an audition. I mean, they just take your picture and shit. You're not reading lines or anything, but it's an audition for your face, I guess.
Yeah.
But after that, it was like, no fucking way.
Fuck this. Oh, man.
Maniac Cop 2.
Yeah, we are close to the end. Yeah, we have 13 minutes. Probably like 10 minutes minus credits.
There's something that happens at the end that's very inexplicable. I mean, it is a movie about a zombie, so obviously they're not caring about logic, but
yeah,
when he pulls his serial killer buddy cop lover thing out the window, out the wall, they are on fire, and then they crash into the prison bus, and it just blows up.
Explodes.
Yeah, it just blows up. So, is the Maniac Cop flammable? Ooh, Ben Affleck there. Oh, yeah. What cop is putting his head against the fucking bars in a prison?
Yeah, that's a good way to catch a shiv to your brain. Fucking
kind of looks like Peter Cetera.
I am the man who will fight for your honor.
I have one of those little TVs. I have one of those old portable box TVs.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not going to pick up anything.
Yeah, I like this
thing. But I love that snow.
Yeah.
God damn, that's so fucking comforting, right?
Yeah, it is calming.
I want to wake up in the middle of the night and see that,
Yeah.
Then I know everything's all right, I want to be back in a time when there was no TV on in the middle of the night anywhere.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I get insomnia sometimes in TV.
Yeah, insomnia, having a bunch of shitty TV on doesn't help insomnia, I'll tell you that. Maybe for you.
Yeah, it does, actually, because they like, one of the things that works for me anyway, like I read, was like, just do what you would normally do, because you're going to get tired anyway, so if I'm just going to sit and watch it. Because I know for me, like, I need to focus on something to get tired. So if I'm focusing on watching a show, like, usually I'm out within an episode or two of, like a half-hour sitcom or something.
I miss that, that void, waking up in the middle of the night and hearing the national anthem playing.
Oh, fuck, everything's over.
And clicking through all the channels and just seeing either a color bar or snow,
Yeah.
It's like, everything's all right in the world, we all agreed, we're all, even if you're still up, it still lights out, you know?
Yeah.
I like that. Oh, here's the prior impression right here that we're not hearing, but... Oh! You know, he just realized that he stole $30,000 from his work in Superman 3, that the half a penny from each check that he thought would only make $20 made, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars or whatever. That prior.
Oh, man. Oh, where he gets revenge on everybody that killed him.
After the people outside exonerated him.
Yeah, I love that their plan to, like, stop the zombie is to, like, ration with him. Like, we will exonerate you. Like, you know, we'll give him a full hero's burial.
Yeah, and he's like, awesome. I'm just going to kill these guys first, and then we can go.
We'll wrap up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this. He's just on fire, like, fucking dudes up.
Oh, so many stuntmen were horribly scarred for life after this scene. I mean, you see so many dudes with just bare faces. Like, obviously, the Maniac Cop stuntman there is wearing a mask, right?
Yeah.
He's wearing some sort of hood to protect him.
But the dudes he's fighting aren't.
Yeah, so many guys you see with a bare face just start up on fire. And this is not CGI shit.
I mean, this is probably a gigantic pain in the ass to film, because, like...
Oh, yeah, they could only film, like, 3 seconds at a time.
Yeah, maybe, like, 10 seconds at a time.
Yeah. Oh, and there's the laundry cart he snuck into the hospital in Samurai Cop.
That's right.
He's got that movie guy on fire walk. Oh, this is good. For some reason, in every prison movie, too, when there's a fight, there's always one guy with shaving cream on. I bet we could go through a whole bunch of movies and find that.
Yeah.
Just stand there and don't do anything. See, this is totally Kane Hodder stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if Kane Hodder was his stuntman.
It's possible. We can check the credits at the end, yeah.
Oh, you were never my friend! Stab. You can see the gel on his arm, too.
I didn't notice, like, what caused him to turn on the Maniac Cop?
Because when they offered him leniency, he took it.
Oh, okay.
And he kept yelling at him, saying, don't go, don't do it, you know?
Yeah, here it is. The bus just fucking boom.
Exploding bus.
This bus was filled with hydrogen, no.
And love. And broken hearts. In the burning bus with a maniac cop. He took the long scarf today. Holy shit. He looks like that Russian guy from every Bond movie. the Russian, like, general, you know, General Pushkin.
Yeah. Oh, man.
He's being buried in a Jewish cemetery. I just saw, like, Kafka, Cantor. Like, did you see all the names back there?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like...
Maybe he's Maniac Cop Men?
Yeah. Maniac Copberg.
I remember when I had my Maniac bar mitzvah.
Why does Davi get his...
I was just going to say that. Why does Davi get the flag?
Was he his partner, I think he said?
I don't know. Didn't he have a wife? They talked about him having a wife. I don't know, but they do the stupid movie, action movie cliche of putting his badge out in the open rather than...
yeah, because that's the thing they would just do,
They put it on his on top of his coffin as opposed to inside of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, isn't it like fucking like hammered it onto the fucking coffin sometimes? Are they gonna do it like military medals?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is he punches his hand through the coffin at the end, and he grabs the badge. You know?
Yeah.
Setting up Maniac Cop 3, Badge of Silence. Also a Thursday Night Prime movie.
Was it really?
Yeah. Also, multiple stripper club scenes. I'm pretty sure.
Again, it's a 90, Thursday Night Prime.
I'd
90s
have to go
movie.
back and double check for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's got like 18 scenes in strip clubs. I'm sure. Yep. I've been working on a thing for years that I've never been able to finish, where somebody just finds a badge on a grave like that.
Yeah.
Like they're going through a cemetery and they see a cop like crying for their partner who just died, and they put the partner's badge on the grave, as they do in all these movies, and then they leave.
Yeah.
And then that person's like, "Whoa, a badge!" And then they just become a cop.
It's like pulling over hot chicks and stuff.
Yeah,
like, yeah.
right. Totally taking advantage of it.
Parking wherever he wants.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Who was the person we were going to look up? Oh, we were going to look up to see if Kane Hodder was in it.
Oh, yeah.
He was he walked like Kane Hodder.
Again, we have an internet movie database before us.
Clarence Williams is third. Love that they used the afro in the his headshot there. His Mod Squad afro.
Bo Dietl was in this movie for like a second.
Who's Bo Dietl?
He is like a real life like detective, like private detective.
Yeah.
He's in The Wolf of Wall Street. He's the guy that calls fucking Leonardo DiCaprio when he's on the Quaaludes. He's like, "Get off the phone! Don't talk on the phone."
Saw that movie once. It's just
really?
about too much douchebaggery for me to really be.
I do enjoy that movie.
All that impressed by it. Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi's a newscaster.
Danny Trejo. Enrique Castillo.
No Kane Hodder.
Well, look up stunts. He might be listed in stunts. Because that's crew, He could be in the art department, too.
He paints a mean background.
I'd love to do any kind of like Burt Reynolds cop movie, too, any one of these nights.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Stunts, here we go.
Buzz Bundy.
Buzz Bundy.
Doc Charbonneau. That sounds like a Cajun name.
Guarantee you he has a barbecue recipe he wants to
Yeah.
give you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Doc Charbonneau spicy barbecue recipe.
First, you grind up about 7 salamanders. Who was the guy we were looking for? Kane Hodder.
Kane Hodder. I don't see him.
Yeah.
But I doubt he'd be this far.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that I will just see in movies all the time, not realizing, oh, he's a stuntman in this. You see just the hero throw him through something,
The last time we were talking with Ken Reed, he was telling us a great story about how him and Kane Hodder just have this running, like, kind of like encounter where they just keep running into each other at cons, and it ends with fucking, like, Ken going, "Fuck you, Kane Hodder."
Yeah, I've heard he's not a very nice person. I remember listening to a podcast where somebody told a story about how Kane Hodder like made a little child, like wouldn't sign something for a child without like $20 first. Not even sign, like they wanted to say hello to the guy or something,
Or was it "fuck you" or "shut the fuck up, Kane Hodder"? It's one of the two.
Yeah, I think he's like I think he's kind of like MAGA,
Oh God. There's a guy in the sound department named Rich Gooch.
Yeah.
This place is it's fucking got some rich gooch, if you know what I mean. All right, well that is Maniac Cop 2, yeah. I did. I fucking decent fucking movie for an
it's a
80s.
good B movie.
It's got 4.5 stars on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
I would say check it out. I mean, if you're looking for just a good fucking, you said cheesy action movie, like if you're into the movies we dig, you're probably gonna dig this. Next time you said Dead Heat.
Oh, Dead Heat, yeah, Dead Heat.
I'm down for that. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Is that the one with Joe Piscopo?
Yep, and Treat Williams.
Yeah. Okay, I do remember that. Yep. All right,
Maybe Kane Hodder. I don't know.
Possibly Kane Hodder. All right. Well, that'll do it, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Although I'm pretty sure it was just me watching the whole time. But it's Friday of the summer. People got things to do.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. We'll be back in 2 weeks with Dead Heat. We are back on Big Dumb Monsters Monday night. I don't know if we have a movie to watch. I should probably talk to Nick about that. We have a shitload of shows on next week. We're on Monday. Regrettable Reviews is on Tuesday night. Fighting with Friends is on Wednesday night. And then the Big Dumb Monsters Summer Camp Book Club is on Thursday night. So yeah, tune in next week. We have a bunch of shit going on. We'll see everybody later.